Okay, major problems on the QEW this hour. We're going to find out more from Lisa Morales at the traffic center with how it's affecting your drive. Lisa.
Jennifer, thank you so much. This is a live look at the QEW Toronto bound through Mississauga Road, and I kind of wanted to start here and kind of paint the picture of some of the delays that you might encounter if you plan on using this route, which I don't suggest that you do, because here's where you're forced off the highway. This is a look at Cawthra on the QEW Toronto bound, and this is all because of a dump truck that reportedly struck an overpass. That's another angle on the Toronto bound side. Let me show you the West Gardner from basically approaching the 427 all the way out towards the Dixie stretch. That's where you're forced off on the Niagara-bound side. And this was a look as well, also South 427 onto the Niagara-bound QEW, which is also impacted. So again, reports that this dump truck struck an overpass. There's no access from Dixie to the Niagara-bound QEW or Cawthra to the Toronto-bound QEW, and this will likely be in place for several hours. Nick, Jen, I'll send it back to you.
Lisa, thanks for setting it up for us. To get more information about this, Constable Nikki Morris from OPP Highway Safety Division is joining us live here. So Constable Morris, do appreciate the time. What can you tell us about this dump truck and whether there's been any fatalities or not? Because that can sometimes dictate how long highways are shut down.
Yes, good morning. QEW at approximately 7:55 this morning, a dump truck with its bin up struck a pedestrian overpass on the QEW. As a result, two lanes, or actually all lanes of the QEW, are now closed in both directions. There were no injuries. This was a pedestrian overpass that was under construction. There were no vehicles or pedestrians injured or damaged as a result of this collision.
Okay, so no injuries. That's a good thing. You know, human life, it is not replaceable. But what do you know about the extent of damage on the bridge and how long this could keep people held up on the roads?
The damage to the pedestrian overpass is extensive. There's a great shift between two parts of the bridge as it was under construction. We have cranes en route. We're expecting them to be on scene in the next 2 to 3 hours. But the bridge and the overpass will be under construction for quite some time. And we're expecting the QEW in both directions, so the Port Erie bound and Toronto bound, to be closed for approximately 5 to 6 hours.
Wow.
So this is going to cause an issue in the area. We're looking to have people divert off at Cawthra and Dixie, and in general for people to change their routes for today, to make alternate plans, alternate routes, and avoid the QEW in the area.
Yeah, that's a big heads up. I mean, because if it's going to be shut down for 5 hours, that's going to certainly have an impact on a lot of people going both directions. Constable, I think you're probably going to hear questions like this throughout the day, that if this happened, you know, on the North Service Road, for example, why does the highway necessarily need to be shut down?
Well, right now, parts of the bridge are dangling, which does create, obviously, a dangerous situation for all motorists in the area. See from some of the photos and even your video, the shift is extensive, and we need safety of all the motoring public is closed both directions until the overpass can be repaired and secured properly to not cause any risk or hazards to the traveling public.
And Constable Norris, we've got some live pictures from our cameras at Chopper 24 looking at the situation right now, the bridge that's been affected. What is going to be done with traffic that's kind of, you know, driven up to that area? How are they going to be diverted off the highway?
At this point, traffic, we're encouraging people to get off Huron-Ontario, Cawthra, Dixie. They're currently being diverted off at those exits. As you can imagine, that's causing a lot of congestion on those roads, and we are in the midst of the morning rush hour. So we are asking people to avoid the area. But at this point, Peel Regional Police, Ministry of Transportation, and the OPP are working together to get those vehicles off the highway safely at Cawthra and Dixie.
What potential charges, I realize this is very early, Constable, but what potential charges could a driver be facing? Because it sounds like potentially the driver was, in fact, driving with the bin up, which is, well, A, a lot of people wonder how that could even happen, but B, a definite no-no.
Yes, the dump truck did have the bin up. I can't speak to the charges at this point. The Mississauga OPP is investigating that. But obviously driving with the bin up on a dump truck, colliding with a bridge, creates obviously not just a significant hazard and danger, but a significant inconvenience to the people traveling across the QEW today. We will probably have information if there are any charges that are laid later today. But at this point, I'm not able to speculate what those charges may be.
And last question for you, Constable Norris. What's going to be done between now and, let's say, 5, 6 hours from now, 2 p.m., to ensure that the bridge is kind of stable and safe so that traffic can resume on the highway?
The construction company is on scene. The cranes are en route to stabilize the bridge, which is going to take the better part of the day. And once they do have the bridge stabilized and there is no concern for any hazards or danger to the public, we will be able to reopen the highway.
Okay, Constable Morris from OPP Highway Safety Division, do appreciate that update there. That is going to have a huge impact on a lot of people in and around the GTA, well, it sounds like for at least most of the morning and into the afternoon. Appreciate the updates. I'm sure there will be more throughout the morning, but thanks for joining us here on CB24 Breakfast.
Absolutely. Thank you.